It is the year 1980, and a man named Frank visits a supermarket to buy some basic necessities as he is about to become a father. The clerk helps him out, but when he leaves, we get an eerie feeling that something is wrong with him as he follows a woman to her home. To our shock, he disguises himself as an electrician, post which he enters the house and secretly unlocks the window, giving us the hint that he will break into the house later. Upon reaching home, one of his neighbors greet him and has small talk. He tells Frank that they will be selling their house, as the state is expecting an economic slowdown. But Frank seems to have no intention of selling his home, and we soon understand why. He seems to have kept a woman hostage, who screams as soon as he enters the room. Fast forward 40 years later, a young woman named Tess Marshall has booked an Airbnb, and the house appears to be the same house where Frank lived. Unfortunately, she finds the key box empty. She tries calling the agency, but it goes straight to voicemail. She hurries back to her car in the pouring rain, but notices someone turning on the lights inside the house. To her surprise, a man named Keith is staying inside. As it appears, the house has been double booked.
Yeah, my email says 476 Barbary, that's here, right? And my code works for the lockbox. I'm supposed to be in here.
Did you try and call someone?
Yeah, no one answered.
Being a gentleman, he invites her in. Once inside, Tess tries booking nearby hotels, but Keith says that there is a medical emergency in town. Hence, no rooms will be available for the night.
Hi, I was just wondering, do you have any rooms available? Yeah, for tonight, that's right. Really? Okay, thanks.
She is about to leave when he offers her his bedroom, while he offers to sleep in the couch. Tess agrees, but only after putting the bed covers in the washing machine. In the meantime, the two have some wine when Tess reveals that she's in town for a job interview with a filmmaker named Catherine James. Keith reveals that he's actually seen Catherine James' latest film. Not only that, Catherine James' next film would center around a Detroit music collective, and Keith just happens to be one of the founders.
You're kidding.
No. I mean, I'm not like the guy, but I'm one of the guys, yeah.
That's insane.
It is insane.
Having shared a common ground, Tess eases up and the two get engrossed in an engaging conversation, until finally, Keith showcases a silly act on how to flip a set of fresh sheets, which gets her to laugh. Post that, Keith sleeps on the couch, while Tess lies on bed. But a few minutes later, she wakes up to the sound of her door creak open. Initially, she assumes it to be Keith, but upon approaching, she finds him having a nightmare. She bluntly asks him about the door, but he denies opening it. Nevertheless, the two go back to sleep. Next day, Tess wakes up late for work and has to hurry. But while driving, she sees that almost all the houses in the neighborhood are run down and abandoned. Nevertheless, she ignores this red flag and heads to work, where she meets Catherine. Post their meeting, Catherine asks Tess where she lives, and the name Brightmore immediately raises an eyebrow.
What?
Yeah, you know it?
Are you kidding?
Well, I mean, yeah, it seems a little rough, but...
No, you shouldn't be there.
What do you mean?
With a worried expression, she warns Tess about staying in that locality and leaves. Tess returns to that house, but before she can enter, gets chased by a crazy man. She somehow locks the door and calls the cops, but to her dismay, learns that there are no units available. Fortunately, the man leaves, and Tess calms down. Later, she notices that the toilet has run out of toilet paper. Hence, she wanders down into the basement and finds new sets of toilet papers. But while returning, finds that the door has closed by itself. To make things worse, she has left her phone on the table outside, and the house key is in her pockets. Meaning, neither she can call for help, nor Keith can enter the house. She sits there contemplating her situation when her eyes fall on a rope sticking out of the walls. She pulls it, only for it to reveal a hidden door. Scared of the dark, she tiptoes inside and comes across a room with a bed, a bucket, and a camcorder. Tess freaks out, but thankfully, Keith arrives just in time. She hands him the key through a glass window, and he lets her out of there. Keith is not ready to believe that there is something wrong with the basement, just because there is a camcorder and a bucket. The brave man heads to the basement, but after some time, stops responding.
Keith?
Scared, Tess heads down with a flashlight. She searches that room, but Keith is not there. Upon returning to the dark hall, she discovers that there's actually another door leading to a set of stairs. She yells his name again, and this time, he screams for help, leaving her no choice but to descend. Before Tess could understand anything, a giant creature slams his head repeatedly and kills him right there.
Tess, we have to come this way! Someone's down! I'm not going back!
The scene shifts to a Hollywood actor named AJ. He is driving his car and is going on a vacation when his co-stars call him to deliver a bad news. Apparently, one of his co-stars has filed a report of improper behavior against him. AJ is shocked, as he believes that it was from mutual consent, but now he has to sell his property to hire a lawyer to fight the case for him. As it appears, the house where Tess was staying belongs to AJ, and he has arrived there to spend his vacation. He spots Tess's car outside his house, along with some of her belongings. But when he calls the agency, they tell him that no one has booked the place for weeks.
We haven't rented out in a couple of weeks.
Well, do we know when the last tenants checked out? Do I have squatters?
This means that it has been weeks since Keith died. He settles down, after searching the whole place, but is unable to find anyone. That night, he goes to a bar to cool off, and there, admits to a friend that he is indeed guilty of the charges against him. Next morning, he starts digging around Keith and Tess's belongings, as he is curious about their identities. He then finds Tess's laptop and her car keys on the small dining table. This leaves one last place to look for the squatters, the basement. AJ arms himself with a small knife and heads to the basement. He soon comes across the same room, but instead of being concerned, finds this discovery amusing. As more area means, the property is worth more.
Even a finished basement can't be counted towards a home's gross living area GLA, but it can be noted separately in the listing's total area. Oh, hell yeah.
Hence, he starts measuring it with a tape. The man is so greedy that he completely dismisses the presence of large cages in the basement. Soon, he comes across another room with a small TV, demonstrating how to breastfeed. Just then, he feels a strong pull on the tape, and lets go. He fumbles with his knife, but his heart sinks when the creature confronts him. It drags AJ to a pothole and locks him there alongside Tess, who appears to be alive. Terrified, he asks her what's going on, but she just asks him to obey the creature. To our disgust, it lowers a milk bottle, as if asking him to drink the milk. AJ denies, but Tess drinks it without hesitation. Angered, the creature known as the Mother jumps down and drags him outside, leaving Tess uncaged. She uses this opportunity to escape from the hole, but just after a few steps, she is horrified to see that the creature is forcibly trying to feed AJ, as if he is her child. Tess runs as fast as possible, but unfortunately, steps on the tape and alerts the Mother. She runs after Tess, but luckily, Tess is pulled outside by the same crazy man from before. He tells her that the creature has been living there for 40 years, and they should have never entered the house. He adds that the Mother only comes outside after dark, and advises her to leave immediately. Meanwhile, AJ uses this opportunity to venture further inside the basement, until he comes across another closed door. Surprisingly, the Mother seems to be scared of the room, and leaves him alone. AJ enters, and finds an old Frank lying on his bed. Surrounding him are several tapes of different women which confirm his misdeeds. Before AJ can ask him anything, Frank pulls out a revolver from his drawer and pulls the trigger.
No, wait!
Horrified, AJ arms himself with the revolver and slowly walks outside. Worried about AJ, Tess runs to a nearby gas station and calls 911. The officers arrive, but seeing her condition, assume that she is delirious. She pleads with them to enter the house, but they pay no heed and leave the scene. Having no other option, she breaks inside through the window and picks her car keys. But before she can drive away, the Mother attacks her. She slams her into the house and doesn't let go until she stops breathing. Tess then descends to the basement looking for AJ, but he mistakenly shoots her, assuming her to be the mother. Feeling sorry, he drags her outside, and the two reunite with the crazy man. He tells them that Frank used to own this house since the 1980s, and he never moved out. He used to bring women to his house, and then procreate with them. Once they gave birth, he used to procreate with those offsprings until the mother was born. He assures them that they are safe with him, as the mother never ventures out this far away, but he seems to have spoken too soon. She tears him apart and chases Tess and AJ. Scared for their life, the two climb up a water tower while the mother is hot on their heels. AJ, who still has the revolver, fumbles and drops it. To save himself, he throws Tess off the tower, knowing very well that the mother will protect her at any cost. His plan works, and the hypocrite makes up a story that Tess slipped and fell. But to his horror, the mother wakes up and ends his story. She then tries to comfort Tess, still calling her a baby, but Tess shows no mercy. Post this, she somehow walks to a nearby hospital, and the movie comes to an end. The movie tells us how Frank's actions had a cascading effect on the society, and the fact that some human beings like AJ would do anything to save their skin. Thank you for staying till the end. If you like this recap, please drop a like and hit the subscribe button for more such videos.